if you have tried all of the intense health programs and feel like, oh, how can I actually sustain this success or even these habits or these things afterwards? This is for you. And maybe you have been under the notion or have had the idea or have even been trying to take it slow and do one small thing at a time, but you're actually wondering if it's actually going to work. This episode is for you too. I've just seen this come up a lot with the clients that I've worked with, this idea of, is taking it slow, is doing it one step at a time enough? And my sweet friend, it is. It is how I've gotten my success in my health, and it's how I've helped hundreds of women since starting my coaching business. Okay, so I want you to listen to this short but very sweet, potent episode. And then I want you to come back and tell me what is one small step that you can take in your health this day, this week, this month that will really help you move forward in those goals that you have for yourself. All right. You can tell me in the Facebook group or on Instagram. And also I want to remind you that this is what I do, particularly with my 6-month coaching clients, where there's more time and there's more space to work on these small steps and taking it slow together. And so if you are interested in getting some really high level coaching support with access to all my resources and to me unlimitedly throughout the 6 months, then I want you to book a free complimentary clarity call, because it's going to be a perfect space for us just to talk through what are your goals, what do you need, and is my program a fit? Okay, so book that clarity call, hit the link to the blog post and to the show notes and book that call, and as well as you can learn more about the program in the PDF below. All right, enjoy the episode and I can't wait to hear from you. You're listening to the More Than Your Weight podcast, and I'm your host, Brianna Wilkerson. For over half my life, I had to really pay attention to my relationship with food, my body, and myself. As a young girl, I started to find my worth in my weight and my work, and started to define my beauty and my body and my value through how I looked and how other people saw me. That led to disordered ways of eating, of exercising, and really just a poor relationship with my body and myself. And then when I started to finally see that my worth was not in my weight, it was not in how I looked, and it was not in what people thought of me, that's when I found breakthrough and freedom. And ever since, it's been my mission to help other women do the same. I am on a mission to see other women find peace with food, feel confident in their bodies again, and develop a healthy lifestyle that's more than about what they weigh. Now, weight loss is not necessarily a bad thing, but I do think when we are approaching it from a place of value or a place of trying to find our worth in it, that's when it can really trip us up. So I want you to find peace with food, to find your version of food freedom, your version of body confidence and love, and a healthy lifestyle that is about so much more than what the scale says. So this podcast is going to help you do that. You're going to find solo episodes, guest interviews, all designed to really speak from the heart, give you some new ways of thinking and acting so that you can start to also believe and walk in the truth that you are more than your weight. And from time to time, I'll throw in an essential oils episode because I'm also a lover of essential oils. So I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so honored to be a part of this journey with you. So please, before you get into the interview or the podcast or leave, I want to make sure you do a couple things. Make sure you join my free Facebook group, the More Than Your Weight Facebook community. This is a women's community designed to support you in really unpacking these episodes. I also host free trainings, free challenges to really kind of support you more in this journey. Also, make sure you subscribe to the podcast, rate and review, but also subscribe to my weekly newsletter so you'll never miss a podcast episode. You can find all the links for that in the show notes. So make sure after you listen that you go do those things. Okay? So excited for this episode and so excited to journey with you. All right, enjoy. Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of the More Than Your Weight podcast. Today, I just wanted to relay a very important but shorter message just around the importance of taking it slow. This is something that I've seen come up really often in the last 6 years of working with women, not just in the coaching capacity in regards to health, but also in life, in the ways that I support women in pursuing their purpose and their business and all those sort of things. It's just the idea that taking it slow is not only okay, but it's actually better. And the reason why I want to have this conversation with you is because I think when it comes to our health and maybe how we have approached any of our health goals in the past. We've kind of undergone a very intense program, or it's just like you have to commit to changing quite a bit of things over the course of 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, whatever. And not that those programs are bad. I actually think sometimes I obviously love kind of intense transformation in the right place of all the times I've done the Whole30. But I think for many of us, and even in my journey and in the women I've worked with, success, long-term success has come in when we've really taken one small step, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, towards our health goals. And basically, we've taken it slow. Because yes, you can do an intense program where you're changing a lot of things and get really great results for that amount of time. But the issue is it can actually consume your life. Like, you can feel like that's all you're doing. But two, you don't really know how to, even after, continue to do those things and continue to follow and do, just simple habits afterwards to sustain that success that you had. And so there are 3 reasons why I think taking it slow, and what I mean by that is working on one small step in your habits, in your mindset as it relates to your health. Just one small step at a time can really help you reach your long-term goals. And one, it leads you to more consistency. So when you are just focusing on, for example, for a week or two, just making sure you're drinking enough water, eventually over time, it's going to become something that you just do on autopilot, which is actually number 2. But anyways, you just do it more consistently because you're not trying to focus on changing 10 or 12 things at one time. You're just focusing on the one thing. So even though you may not get all your water in a given day, you're doing it more often than not because it's just 1 or 2 things you're focusing on. Right? So it leads to more consistency in the actions that lead us towards our health goals, that will lead us to achieving the goal that we want. And with that, it becomes those habits, when we do work on one habit at a time and fully give ourselves to it, they can become autopilot. The issue is, guys, that habits are just things that we've created over time, that we've just done over time consistently, and then they become unconsciously, subconsciously on autopilot. And we're all trying to, in some ways, break those habits that we feel like aren't serving us anymore. But let's just give ourselves a break and say, at one point, we just started doing them and we didn't realize, and then now we just do it on autopilot. So whether it's emotional eating, whether it's just, driving home to get food and or on the way to get food instead of making meals, like whatever it is for you, right? Just realize that there are certain habits that aren't serving you anymore, that are just on autopilot. So when you start to take things slow, one small step at a time, not only are you going to be more consistent, you're going to overhaul all those habits that aren't serving you and create healthy habits that are now on autopilot. Because it is those habits in the areas of nutrition, exercise, stress, sleep, digestion, toxic load, mindset that are going to get you to whatever health goal you want and help you be able to, number 3, sustain those results, right? So more consistency leads to healthy habits on autopilot and leads to lasting results. All right, in my own journey with my health, when I started just taking it slow, one small step at a time, whether it was just focusing on adding in vegetables, crowding out, processed foods, whether it was on adding in walking, and then eventually adding in, different sorts of exercise routines, I was more consistent. Those habits became autopilot, and it led to me getting to a weight and body just that I just felt good. My body was thriving at, and maintaining those results and actually improving in my health and my fitness even more so until I had my daughter, which obviously I'm still working on my fitness goals, but they look different. And obviously I'm pregnant again, right? So I'm gaining weight, but that's not what I'm trying to say. Is that I was happier and more consistent in all my goals, and actually feeling really good on a consistent basis about my health and the actions that I was taking, because I took things slow. But the issue is, so you might hear this all the time, okay, one step at a time, take things slow. Okay, Brianna, yes, it leads to more consistency. Yes, it leads to healthy habits on autopilot. Yes, it leads to lasting results. But it's not enough. Because in your mind, in my mind, at one point, we believe that more is always better than less. that we don't actually believe in our minds that one step is enough, that taking it slow is okay, because we want quick results, or we want, everyone else to see that we're doing amazing things and get whatever to our goal on a fast pace. But I'm telling you, that's where you need to start. You need to start with the mindset. You need to start believing that one step is enough. And maybe that's an affirmation you need to tell yourself, like, one step each day is enough, or drinking my water today is enough. Like, I am enough. Like, really starting to validate and affirm that the small steps you're taking towards your health is enough. Because when you start to believe that will allow you to take those small steps and lead to more consistency, healthy habits on autopilot, and lasting results. All right. So I would love to hear from you, whether it's in the Facebook group, More Than Your Weight Women's Community, or on Instagram. What is that one step that you need to focus on in this season of your life? What's that one step that you need to be taking daily, weekly, monthly, whatever, that's going to lead you towards a healthier and happier you? All right? Please let me know that. I would love to hear from you, whatever it is. And as a reminder, I don't want to just support you on the podcast or not any of the things that I do, but I really want to support you as your coach, because that's my philosophy. It's one step at a time. And I believe, particularly with my one-on-one 6-month program, we can do one step at a time because there's space, there's time, and there's a longer container to do that. So if you're interested into really seeing more consistency, healthy habits on autopilot, lasting results in your health, please book a complimentary clarity call with me. I would love to just speak with you on what my 6-month one-on-one program can look like for you, because I want to see you believe that one step is enough, but actually journey with you to really seeing that one step really lead to those lasting results that you want. All right. And so book that clarity call, and the link will be in the show notes or the episode's blog post. You can check out the details of my 6-month program. And when you book a call we're wrapping up February, but if you can book it in February, even the first week of March, and you decide to go forward with the program, you'll have access to my Healthy Habits Breakthrough Kit, which is some essential oils to support you in your habits and mindset transformation that we'll do, as well as my Whole30 e-course. If you are interested in figuring out what foods support your body, that's a perfect bonus. All right. Grateful for you all. And please let me know somewhere, either via email, Facebook, or Instagram, what your one small step is. And I hope to talk to you on a clarity call. I hope you enjoyed that episode, and I hope that you're leaving just knowing in your mind that taking it slow, one small step at a time, is enough, and it's the right thing to do. And so if you are really looking for support in really living that out, in really having someone guide you in figuring out what are those small steps you need to be taking, and to challenge you, yet encourage you and hold you accountable along the way, I would love to be that for you. So please make sure you book a clarity call so we can just chat through to see if my 6-month program is for you. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the episode again, and stay tuned for the next one. That's it. That's another episode of the More Than Your Weight podcast. I hope that you're leaving encouraged and inspired to continue to walk in your More Than Your Weight journey. But before you leave, I want you to know you're not alone. And I want you to really walk in that by joining my free group, the More Than Your Weight Women's Community. This is a space where you can unpack the podcast episodes, get support throughout your week. And also make sure you subscribe to my newsletter by signing up for weekly updates when podcasts come out, as well as all the other things that I'm offering in my business. And if you're not about Facebook, or even maybe you're not about email, make sure you follow me on Instagram at Madewell345 to show you the behind the scenes of my life, my business, and also to support you there. Okay, I just had a blast in this episode, and I hope that these episodes have really been just encouraging you and inspiring you to know that you are more than your weight. Okay, that's it, and I'll see you on the next one.